I'm gonna serve these cookies and they better like them. Irish cream and Jameson.
Or if they're just too.
Maybe you're too. I wanted to make some fun shortbread cookies for St. Patrick's Day, so I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, you got a recipe for shortbread cookies? And it said, sure. You know, you need a shamrock cookie cutter, of course, or St. Patrick's Day. And then it said green food coloring and green sprinkles. And I said, that makes sense. Ireland, green. And then it's like Irish cream and Jameson's. And I'm like, hold on. ChatGPT, where's that coming from? That's kind of a harmful stereotype. We don't like to do that sort of thing. And on the other hand, that is the recipe. So although I don't condone these sort of portrayals, that's the recipe. We're going to use it. It's good stuff there. Step one is very straightforward. You take 8 ounces of butter. It's in a green package because St. Patrick's Day, even though it's from New Zealand, we're going to go with the green theme. 1 pound of butter. Get in there. And a half a cup of powdered sugar, which I'm going to sift. And then we put it in our stand mixer. And we spin it around until it's combined. You want to start off slow so you don't send the powdered sugar flying everywhere. Okay, once we have that, we add 1 teaspoon of vanilla because you always add vanilla stuff. I don't think there's a recipe I've made where I don't add a teaspoon of vanilla. Pretty sure Big Vanilla is behind that. And 2 tablespoons of St. Brendan's Irish cream liquor. And you might say, Tom, why don't you use Bailey's? And I'll tell you, because Bailey's is twice as much. Why would you put really good liquor into cookie dough? That's my question. Plus, this is just as good. I sampled it. Maybe a little more butterscotchy, but still good. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, let's spin this around some more. And now we're going to add 2 cups of flour. We're also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which seems like a really small amount, but that's what the recipe says. And now we're going to add a few drops of food coloring. Just like 2 or 3. I don't really know how strong this stuff is. Yeah, I'm going to scrape down the sides here. You'll notice that I swapped out the paddles when no one was looking. That last one just wasn't doing it for me, so maybe this one's better. We need to wrap this dough up and put it in the fridge for 30 minutes and let it chill. So, to that end, I'm putting it on a lightly floured surface. We'll shape it and wrap it up. Okay, we got the dough on the surface. Get a little more coffee. It's early. That's good coffee. All right, let's just shape this into a disc. And we'll put that in the fridge for 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes, and from what I've read, you don't want to use too much flour with this dough. So what I'm going to do is roll the dough out under this parchment, and we'll see if that works. No, actually, I don't know how much dough. Not sure how this will go. I've never done it before. Also, I'm putting the cookie dough right on the sheet that I'm going to put in the oven. That way I don't have to try to move the cookies around. Hey, this looks like it's working pretty good. And I know how thick to make it because I'm going to make it as thick as a cookie cutter. Oh, I squished too much. Uh-oh. Okay, let's try that again. And you want to keep this dough cool, so if it gets too warm, we'll have to stick it back in the fridge. Because, you know, you got all that butter. Okay, now that I've warmed up with my hands, let's try that again. That's better. Let's go with that. Oh, see, that's why I use the parchment paper. Let's make some cookies. If I'm supposed to like grease this or something to help it not stick. If this is good or bad, but let's do it. And the dough might be too warm. Alright, let's see if that helps. Doesn't hurt. Let's see if this helps. Not bad. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this dough away. Gosh, this is not as easy as I thought. I got the feeling my dough wasn't cold enough yet. Folks, we're gonna start this one over. This is not working. I chilled the dough to make it easier to roll out by putting it in the freezer, and now it's too cold. You can see it all cracked because of all the butter. So now I gotta let it warm back up. This is turning out to be quite the adventure. This is literally the worst experience of my life. Okay, those are the saddest cookies I've ever seen. Let's bake them up. Maybe you're too fat. I don't need any more suggestion. Okay, so this isn't going great, but we're not quitters. We're gonna see this through. So let's make the glaze. All right, this should be fun if nothing else. We'll start with 1 cup of granulated sugar, 3 tablespoons of our Irish cream, 1 tablespoon of our Jamesons, 1 vanilla, because like I mentioned, you always have to have vanilla for some reason. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, because I don't know why you have to put salt in this, but you do. And you whisk it up. Oh, you know what we need? We need food coloring. Oops. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Now it looks like St. Patrick's Day. But does it taste like St. Patrick's Day? Yeah, it tastes great. It's a lot like sugar. Okay, here's the results. I think I cooked them for about 12 minutes, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure because when I tried to set the timer, it didn't start timing, so I'm just guessing. You'll also note my wife made me a cookie, which was very sweet, because I'm grumpy. Good thing we don't have a lot of guests tonight, because there's not a lot of cookies to go around. And some of them have chosen to dive to their death rather than cooperate with me. Well, they are green, and they kind of look like shamrocks, so we have that going for us. And they're full of sugar and butter, so we're probably going to be successful, despite all the challenges. Try some of these crumbs. You know, it tastes pretty good. Oh my gosh, what an adventure. Yeah, it tastes good. Okay, let's do the glaze. Since my cookies are very thick, maybe they're too thick. Maybe that was the problem. I'm wondering if I could just like dip it like that. Oh no, it's, oh, I can't because it hit the glaze and it started to disintegrate. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Although it looks good. That looks like a good way to do it. How do I do it without disintegrating? Let me put some sprinkles on there. Let's get real festive. All right, let's try a different strategy. Although I like that strategy. Maybe just, yeah, it's about the same. It's gonna be a drippy mess. I think we'll go with this strategy. This is gonna be one of those things where you hand them the cookie and they're gonna look at the shape and be like, oh, it's a Christmas tree? A balloon? I'm gonna try this dip method one more time. Maybe if I'm just faster with it. I'm not fast at all, it fell apart. Like I always say, if something's hard, just give up. I don't say that. I guys stuck this through to the bitter end. Next time I'll put some paper under this so it catches all these drips. That would have been smart. Okay, thank you for going on this adventure with me. No! Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna serve these cookies and they better like them. They're gonna like them. Can you believe it?